Today's topic is intimacy, atonement or attunement. It may be a two-part, you see. But to receive and to tap into missy, which would be a form of seeing, which is the beginning stage of seeing, as a seer would see, as they say, we must nurture our innocence, which we then receive our inner sense, which is basically discernment, or our inner instincts, our gut feelings, the feelings of wanting to run, stomach aches, headaches, any illnesses in the body, fibromyalgia, mental illness, disease, any body replacement surgeries, like your knees. An active practice of manipulation or dark intention or energy, which is straight shots of adrenaline, steals the body's ability to feel and or stay tapped into our inner sense. Manipulative habits turn into manipulative personalities. This is objectification. As soon as you go into the cluster B, you're objectifying yourself. Treating or viewing someone in a way that disregards their individuality or humanity, especially by considering them only in terms of sexual attractiveness, which is literally everyone. Everybody is objectifying themselves, de-actualizing themselves as they age. Objectifying others becomes you objectifying yourself as a byproduct, chipping away at the self slowly. Actualization unavailable to you, which is a forever process, or actualizing of the self is the physiological development of an individual realizing their complete personal potential, to make real, to realize potential. Self-actualization must happen to live authentically. Constant mirror work and active dispelling of facial and body dysmorphic disorder. We cannot see ourselves physically without distorted vision. We cannot see our physicality clearly with distorted vision. Through the programming of others around us, what anyone, including our lower selves, ingrain. Actualization is the highest form of respect and love. It's a consideration of what our authentic selves want, not what or how the world programs us to think. Actualization is also a realization that we were programmed to want specific things for our lives, like a husband or a wife and children, specific places to live, etc. Our beliefs, how we act, not just how we think. Everything is programmed by the world. This is how we begin to receive and see our pure, our cleansed, cleaner, forever reflection. Purely transactional, sexual, or financial relations are objectification. It steals our innocence, our inner sense. These relations completely shut down our connection to what people call Source or God. You no longer want one. To our higher selves, our primal instincts. We, or children, live authentically, tapped into them until taught, directly or indirectly, to detach from themselves and become the authority, which is exactly, again, why we are here and have hierarchy today. Even though still wrapped up in politics or patriarchy, this or that, all based on the verbal delivery at the homes, meaning in the homes. This is how it's been taught to all the people. A controlling spirit. The spirit of control breeds hierarchy, most fall in line to and for destruction. Every time the human responds to their childhood programming, childhood filter, the human stifles their inner sense. It shuts down. Integrity building is harvesting our inner sense by responding to all and the situations with our true authentic response. And trust It says, and trust, true authentic expression requires regulation. Even if you are directing through a microphone voice for a crowd. So if you're dysregulating and you're screaming while you're teaching, you are not authentically expressing yourself. We are teaching people and victims to gray rock and or stoicism in response to abuse. I feel this is much more detrimental than regulated authentic expression. This begins the process of rejection and reversal of repression. A lack of this expression is why the spread of this dysmorphic disorder. Everyone is now self-deprived. Not mirroring the bully also steals the self from the bully, because this is not who he authentically is either. The bully is egotistically responding. This keeps all in disempowered states of mind. We must retrain all feelings of safety in authentic expression through regulation. So basically the ideas of safety now are dysregulated interactions. And this is only going to grow. A repressed mind becomes the repressed body to face. Self-sacrifice takes the face. Expression saves face. Excess expression on the face is a lack of authentic expression and a life of overexpression on the face is built up emotion in the body. This can also be due to a lack of peace and enjoyment. Apathy also causes changes in the face. Most people actually go from that one side or the other, overexpression or apathy. There's no consistent pace. There's no consistently authentically living. The children to adults more than ever are forced through a lack of acceptance to suppress, especially the mirror of the disordered. So it gets repressed in their subconscious because they aren't expressing authentically how they feel about the situation. So it gets stuck. Both overexpression and repression is what ages the face to body, or body to face, I should say. Teaching victims to gray rock becomes apathy. This is repression for the victim, and a free pass for the bully, an ingraining of lower states in nearly all. The spirit continuously dies in both, meaning the childlike spirit, and it is taken over by the spirit of control, of alienation, all those other things. All parties affected by their personalities. Zero response is seen as seemingly safe, but it's actually building a cage for the victim and spoiling of the disordered. And a spoiling of the disordered. This is why the excess of covert sadism. Covert meaning nonverbal. The childlike spirit would be our innocence. And that's what we're trying to nurture in order to receive the gifts of inner sense. Right? Discernment. Intimacy. The ability to see into you, how you're feeling, how you're acting, so that you can have intimacy with other people. So now I'm kind of going off onto, the face again. So basically, people who feel the need to freeze the face, to numb the face, to restrict expression. I mean, it is facial and body dysmorphic disorder, but they don't want to feel any of it. It's their subconscious saying and telling them that they don't want to feel it. It's like a manifestation. I don't want to feel these feelings. I'm absolutely terrified of losing, the ability to function. And that includes like literally the functionality of my muscles, like in my face. And so the idea that people are numbing the face and restricting expression on the face, which, look, I can make all kinds of faces. Like, I can do the craziest stuff with my face, and there's reasons for that. I'm a mirror, and so in a moment's notice, I can literally mirror what I just saw perfectly with my face, and it'll go back into place because I'm malleable and I'm adaptable. My personality states this on my face. So I don't know if that made sense, but the people who feel the need to freeze the face, it's not just about the looks and like the causing of it looking old. I believe it's a manifestation of not wanting to express the feelings that they're feeling out in the world. So basically, a cry to exercise, to then exercise the mind out of the stress through the entrained regulating. Dating now requires you to manipulate, to lie, to play games, because you're not seeing them as human. You're dehumanizing them from the beginning, along with yourself. Cutting off all intimacy, which is how you learn about the person and how they work. And if you're not going to consider how they work and how the situation is going, then there's no point in you even trying to burn yourself out. Because it is emotional. All the interactions, all relationships are extremely emotionally up and down right now. This is just how they are right now. So we want to talk about this so that we understand that, like, the less we feel the feelings, Jesus said he died for our sins so we don't have to feel it. So we don't have to feel shame and guilt. There's many women out here who I feel could be decent human beings if they weren't taught into dehumanizing. Hear that, men. Hear it. Hear it. Like, there is no denying this. And I'm not denying where they are now. Like, freaking crazies. But, no, I'm sorry. This is ridiculous, dude. Anyways, keeping up with your emotional processing must be done daily and intentionally to upkeep your frequency. To upkeep thy frequency. Atonement is a neutralizing of our responses to being sinful after learning the detrimental space it takes our body to mind, our mind to body, our temple of worship. Jesus died for our sins so we don't have to. Hear that. We don't have to die because Jesus died for our sins. Meaning the sin and then the feeling afterward is what's killing the body, the mind to body. Like the emotional, pyramid or whatever. We want to stay on the higher end, right? Where it's neutral and above, where you're just like observing, where you can learn, stay learning. Yeah, if I look a little crazy, it's because that's not what anybody's doing. So we don't have to. The lower emotional states take us away from our daily, everlasting life. It's a feeling that literally leads to forever, everlasting life. Everlasting life is only available to us with specific habits in place, allowing for inhabiting ourselves. We must inhabit our body. And the habits I'm talking about and speaking about are the higher habits. Like not manipulating, like not basing any of the interactions we have off of manipulation, because there really is no need for it. There's no reason to do it. The only reason you'd go into manipulating is because you're egotistically driven, and that's emotional. So even if you freeze your face, you're still having the feelings in your body, which ages the body, which is what ages the face. We age through the body. Yeah. alignment. So attunement is the process of being present, emotionally connected, and responsive to another person's world. Allowing them, the person who you're connecting to and responsive to, allowing them to feel seen, understood, and valued. This is what nurtures healthy attachment. Again, it's a bounce back. So if you feel seen and understood and valued, that should be something that you mirror back to them. That would be something I agree to mirroring to. But if you run into somebody who's being rude or mean for no reason, or, projecting ugly onto your face, obviously you're not being seen, understood, and valued. Practiced attunement is presence. It's listening. It's stating acknowledgement. And it's adjusting energy depending on the circumstance. I do not agree with going down low with people who are insisting on being low, insisting on being evil. No. Okay? I mean, to mirror them. Yes, briefly. But this is after, as it says here, after expelling out all the lower states and emotions. Because again, Jesus died for our sins, so we don't have to. We don't have to feel guilty and shameful and make us feel bad our whole lives and then just die because of that. Once the human expels guilt and shame out of the physicality, there is more space for energy fluctuations. So the ups and downs are easily. And when I say sense, I mean the ability to feel good. You lose your sense of feeling. You lose the feeling in your hands, your feet, your body, your face. This all circulates around. It all coincides. Coincides? That sounds funny. Coincides. So it's all encompassing. This all goes together. It's a big vicious circle, a big vicious cycle. We have to see ourselves as we did when we were innocently living, when we were children. In every which way, all ways, even financially, we cannot think like a power-hungry mother. And I want to be clear that when I say power-hungry, I mean the worldly power-hungry. Like the money, the women, the cars, the freaking consumerism, just the attitude, the hierarchy, the hate, the jealousy, the envy, the guilt, the shame that goes with it all, that you have regardless. That all needs to be nurtured. Your innocence needs to be nurtured, and it enables you to feel the feel-good feelings, like what they say is love, or a caring of someone else, or being cared of, like being seen. You have to be able to receive being seen to actually enjoy it. That's why any eyes, it doesn't matter. It's worthless. It's like one moment. We need to rebrand the idea of power hungry. What kind of power are you hungry for?